I've never been at a loss for words, but
that's enough.
So it looks like I'm going to need to trade in my Stetson for a campaign hat. So I'll take that campaign hat. Because after 25 years of wearing a Stetson, it is very difficult for me to leave an agency that I love dearly. But what a better way to leave than to be your share.
Put the hat on, honey.
And it even feels weird, but
Looks good. Looks good.
It fits.
I don't even know where to start. I'm looking at the stage behind me of all the folks that I navigated the political process with, and I got very close to an awful lot of these guys. And you've heard me throughout the last several weeks thanking a number of families, and the Weavers and the Wances I got extremely close to, Devin and her family, all these guys, everybody that you see up here.
We're with it, Jim. Don't worry about it.
And I'm not an emotional guy, but I need my brothers and sisters to stand up in my mom.
Good for you.
I'm one of 6 children, and my father passed away 2 years ago, which most of you know. And I have to tell my brothers and sisters and my mom that Dad would be extremely proud. My family's been involved since the day I said I was going to do this, and it seemed like that my father told me to do this so that my family would rally around this and get over our loss, which you never truly get over. He was a good man, and he was an extremely humble person that brought our family up in the early 70s to Carroll County. And I talked to my mom a little bit earlier, and my father never had a job where he got a lot of glory, and he never asked for a lot of glory. But he would get the biggest kick out of seeing his name all over the county, and he'd get an even bigger kick out of seeing his son become the sheriff of the county that he brought his family up into so many years ago. So to my brothers and sisters and my mom, thank you. Thank you very much. Stand here and thank people all day, but I can't get involved in something like this without the support of my family, my wife, and my children. And so this has not been an easy ordeal for them at all. And for me, it's a life-changing ordeal, and for them it is too. Again, I'm leaving a job I've been with since I was 18, and I'm starting a new career. And I couldn't have done it without them behind me. And I've dragged these kids and my wife to everything you can imagine. And I had boys just to cut grass and exploit them. And I've done that. And I gotta tell my wife and my children that thank you. And I love you guys dearly. And please don't screw up, because your dad's a couple more things, and then I'm going to allow Chris Weaver to come up and some of the other folks that are behind me to speak. Larry Souther and Vicki McDonald the 3 of us have been attached at the hip for the last 2 years. This has been a 2-year process to run for this job. And Larry and I became friends when I was the commander of the Golden Ring Barrack. Larry's a retired major. He's now the undersheriff for Carroll County Sheriff's Office. And Larry would make fun he was a Baltimore County officer, so they wore taxi cab hats. What was it, Mark, that you guys wore? And we had big hats, and so Larry would make fun of my big hat, but Larry gets to wear a big hat now, so Larry gets the big hat. He says he's going to look like a chubby mushroom. And then Vicki McDonald, as you heard Larry say, pretty much told Larry and I what to do over the last 2 years, and we did it. But it was more than just me. It was about marketing me and getting my message out. And Vicki did just that. And Vicki was so good at it that she'll come with me to the sheriff's office when I take over in December. So I'm no dummy, and so I decided I would surround myself with the absolute brightest people I could when I decided to run for this job, and I'll do it as the sheriff. I'll make sure that I surround myself with the brightest people that I can find. I want the deputies, the correctional officers, and the civilians of the sheriff's office to know that, and my wife will attest to this, I lay in bed at night thinking about you guys and trying to figure out, sometimes he's not there, how do I make your lives better? How do I make the quality of your life better? I've had great opportunities with the state police. How do I provide you with those opportunities? I'm very big with my family, and I want you guys to be the same way. I think that you will enjoy my style of leadership, and I think the agency will progress an awful lot under me. And I think that, and I know that together, because it's going to take me, the office, the Fraternal Order of Police, and the community to get the organization to where I think it needs to be. But it'll get there. Come hell or high water, I promise you, it'll get there. I have a vision of the direction I want that organization to go, and it'll go in that direction, and I'll make sure of it. And that doesn't happen without the people behind me. So that's why they're behind me. I told Steve Wentz when he came up here, I'm going to be the biggest pain in the ass that you've ever met for the next 4 years. But I promise the people of this county, and I know these men and Devin will come up and say the same thing, that we'll do it respectfully. And you will not see open bickering between me or the other commissioners at all. We'll do it respectfully and what's in the best interest of the folks in this county. Lastly, yeah, this county needs that badly. They need some you look at the folks behind me, and I guess the message that I would have to anybody that ran against us, good try. Because I think that what you're seeing is a referendum that people in this county want leaders that are calm, cool, and collected, and that will communicate with each other, top to bottom. And I think that this election cycle really proved that, because the people behind me I've gotten to know extremely well, and I believe they are that way. And I think you'll see a measurable difference in how county government is run under new leadership. Lastly, the Fraternal Order of Police. They decided to get behind me in January of 2014, early on. And I went in and explained to the Fraternal Order of Police who I was and what I wanted to do. And they did the polling exactly the way I would hope that they would. It was a democratic polling between anybody that was a member of the FOP. And I told them before I walked away that if you didn't want me, if I wasn't the guy that you wanted to get behind, and my brother almost choked on his ham sandwich when I said this, but if I wasn't the guy that you wanted to get behind at the end of your vote to endorse someone, that I would step out of the race. And during a political campaign, you make calculated moves and you take calculated risks, and it was a risk, because I was fully ready to step out of the race in January of 2014 before it even got to the primary. Because I thought to myself, if I couldn't get the men and women that I had worked with for the last 25 years behind me, then there was no sense taking over as the top law enforcement officer in this county. Sorry, Brian, but I am the chief law enforcement officer. Well, I'm on you, Brian. I want to know why you only got 98% of the vote. So that somewhere, Brian. So So, Brandon, Brandon Holland, this is no lie, he did put his career on the line for me and for this particular cause. And it says a lot about an individual. So Brandon, I am eternally grateful. I'm eternally grateful for you sticking your neck out there. It means an awful lot to me. This organization of Fraternal Order Police, you, Steve, Jeff, Sean, and the members of this organization that started out basically in a van down by the river, and now a year later they're in this building and they've got 150, 200 people standing in a room because they decided to get involved. And there's an awful lot of risk with some of the stuff that they did. I took risks, and so did they. And fortunately, those moves were right, and we're standing here today. Steve Rogers, I don't know what the guy's on, but you've heard a lot of stuff about him. He's a thug, he's a monster. But I will tell you that he's one of the most righteous people I've met during this entire campaign. And the guy's 110%. So I appreciate the FOP and everything they did for me, but I explained to the membership that in order for me to accomplish the things I need to accomplish, that they were going to have to help me, and we would do it together. So that was the only promise I made to the membership, and so now it's time for us to work together and accomplish what we need to accomplish. Again, to people that supported me, to the, 25,000, 30,000 people that, when this is all said and done with, that decided I'm the guy that they want to lead their organization, thank you. And I won't let you down, because I will work tirelessly to keep everybody in this room safe and to make you proud of the organization that keeps you safe. Thank you.